Hello, Soul Family. Thank you for connecting with us at this live event. I have never done this before, but now the time has come to do a live event specifically for light language. And the main topic for today will be what is light language? How can you activate it and how can you use it into your day-to-day practices or spiritual practices and what it could be used for, basically. And also towards the end, or at least after we have addressed the main topic today, we will do a group meditation coming together, holding space for each other, with the hopes of maybe activating your dormant light language abilities, or if you've been already experimenting with it, or if you've already been using it for years, maybe assisting you in taking it to the next level, or like tapping into something new. So yeah, let's get into the meat of the question. Hello everyone, I'm sending everyone much love from Transylvania. It's 9 p.m. over here. I'm greeting you wherever you may be in the world or whenever and wherever you're watching it. If you're watching the replay, welcome. And I will also encourage everyone, if you're live or just watching the replay, to add your comments, questions, observations, whatever you wish to share with the community. Also, if you want me to address a specific question, even if it's not related to the main topic, we will go through that as well. Just what really helps me if you put some question marks at the beginning of your question, not at the end, so I can differentiate it much more easily and pick it aside then from the rest. So that helps me a lot. So thank you for considering. Hello, everyone. Yes, we have also Jacaranda Marie, with whom I have done, I think, like 2 light language collaborations in the past. You can check them out in the light language playlist section of the channel. And yes, I know that many people have been enjoying my light language recordings that I've been doing for 3+ years now, I think. And many people have subscribed because of it, so thank you. It was absolutely unexpected that my light language will be so much appreciated throughout the years. I did not expect any good results from me sharing this weird thing that I did alone, but I am happy it helped so many people. Okay, so in general, what is light language? And where does it come from? Why is it here? And have we been using this in the past as well? First off, disclaimer, I haven't really done that much research from the perspective of other people. I have listened to other people's light language as well. I have even talked to quite a few people who are doing it or have been doing it for quite a few years. But to my knowledge, there isn't this ultimate resource or official resource for light language information. So basically what we know is from our own experiences and from communicating with like-minded souls who are doing the same, and just seeing what have they found through their experiences, or what are they remembering from their past life experiences. Because what was very surprising to me is that I started to remember very vividly lifetimes from Atlantis, where I was using the same light language that I'm using right now to perform different tasks and to do much more complex and tangible things with it than what we're doing right now. So in my experience, it is something that is coming back to us. It is definitely has been lost to a certain extent, and now it is coming back. Excuse me. My own personal observation, when I started out on the spiritual path 11 years ago, there really weren't that many light language channelers, or you couldn't really find that much of it online. At least I haven't found many of it. Just I think the only person that I found light language with was Arcturus Ra in 2013 or 2012. And it sounded very interesting and familiar, but there weren't that many people channeling light language back then. And I have seen like this huge exponential growth in the past few years of like people sharing their light language. And I've also talked to many of you of like, many of you have written in that you just like feel the need or the inspiration to talk light language, and it's just like coming from nowhere. And maybe it's just time for us to like tap into that ancient source of power that we had way back in the days. And now it is time for us to reactivate it again, because we're stepping into a next phase of our evolution when we are becoming more healed as a collective. We are also becoming much more higher vibrational than we have been 10, 20, 50, or 200 years ago, especially. And it's just coming to the surface again, because we are at that phase in our growth where we are able to do it again. Just as with trance mediumship, healings, and all these types of things that have been, some people have been practicing it throughout history. Like, I'm not going to say like this is that just we're starting it again, although it was like also hidden and only very few people were able to tap into these types of abilities or powers, however you want to call it. But now as we're evolving as a collective, we're able to, it is much more accessible to most of us. Because like if you have the tendency to develop psychic gifts, then basically that can like branch out in many different directions, and you can do many things with it. And this is just one of them, basically. I've talked about channeling quite a bit in the past, and basically when we're doing light language, we're also channeling higher vibrational energies, and it just simply comes through as this gibberish, beautiful language, which we call at this moment in our current evolution light language, which is the language of the soul or higher vibrational frequencies coming through us, and we're expressing it through our vocal cords, and this is how it comes out at this time. So, but that's just like only on the surface, like the spoken words, because in my opinion, the most of it, what is happening, is subtle and energetic. So if someone is not able or doesn't want to tap into that specific recording or transmission, then maybe they would just only hear the weird words or strange sounds, and it may seem strange to them. But if you're like open to it, or it is something that resonates to you very much, then many people can become very emotional, even crying, breaking down, crying, just by listening to those familiar sounds that are being transmitted through these recordings, because it's coming from a higher vibrational place, and it is something that is resonating with us on a much, much deeper level than the conscious mind. And like that's what I always say, that you can like always do like meditations or like channeled messages, but that's in English and or whatever other type of language. But if you like understand it in a conscious way, if your ego mind is able to interpret it, then there is like a fixed way you're able to work with that energy and like receive that energy. It becomes far more limited, because you're, even if you don't try, but at a certain extent, our mind is trying to rationalize it and putting the information into different boxes. And this is where light language is super handy, because to our conscious mind, it doesn't make sense, or we don't really understand the words. And this way, the conscious mind is bypassed, and you're only listening and receiving the higher vibrational energies and the subtle codes, rather than your mind being busy of interpreting and trying to make sense of what you're hearing. Although I do know that many people do try to understand of like what is being transmitted, even though I cannot help them with it. I know many people have asked throughout the years and commented that what language is this? Like, how can you translate this? And I don't think you can. Even though in certain cases, yeah, like there are different types of light languages, although I wouldn't say like there are these fixed categories that you can like put them into, But if you expose yourself to multiple channels and listen to multiple light languages, then you can see a reoccurring pattern with many, especially with the ones that resonate with you. Because you will find, if you're very observative, I will have a sip of water. Yeah, like if you observe it energetically and if you're very much present, then you will be able to like recognize similar patterns, or the source is similar of that transmission. Excuse me. My throat chakra doesn't want to cooperate. So yeah, you can recognize similar languages, similar patterns from across different sources, and most likely those people who are speaking the same language, they don't even know each other, but they're like tapping into the same source of energy and bringing it through in a clear and pure way. And that is why it is resonating so much. So in general, there are like different types of light language. I wouldn't want to name them, but some of them do sound Native American, a bit Japanese, some Sumerian or ancient Egyptian, and there are some that are so strange that I couldn't really compare them to anything. But the interesting thing is that many, especially the language of ancient tribes or the native people, are very similar to light language. And coincidentally, many of these people have their legends and their stories that their ancestors came from the stars. So I guess that's a huge coincidence as well. So, okay. Yeah, like in general, the interesting thing is that depending on what you need, you're tapping into different sources of energy. And if you're clear enough and like you can put yourself aside during that channeling state or that channeling session, then you can let through very interesting things. Like maybe you can like tap into Native American energies, even though you've never been to America or had your ancestors be there. So yeah, it works in very interesting and mysterious ways. So let us go to the questions. Okay, so the first question is from Jacaranda Marie. Thank you. Why do you think it gets activated in some of us? Okay, let's see what comes through. Yeah, I think like what I'm getting is in general that people who are inclined to be healers or work more intensively with the grid have the tendency to develop it because it's like a tool that can assist us in doing those specific tasks. So maybe if someone is not doing those things, they have like less of a tendency to develop it. Although if you're like an energy sensitive, I think, especially if you're channeling, I think you can totally develop it if you want to. But some people are just like not excited about it or just simply don't care about it. And so they're like not tapping into it or they are not activating it in themselves. But in my experience, I've used light language for grid work and also for healing as well. And they are very, very, very amazing. So in general, how it works, or at least how I use it, is that, for example, if you want to heal or assist someone, then the best, basically what is important is first that you clear yourself. But if you're healing someone, of course, you have to prepare yourself for surgery. So after you have cleared yourself and you have like a very clear intent of what you want to do, use that intent and like project it towards that person. Like that's how I do it. And I just speak the words to amplify the effect of what I want to do. And sometimes it is something that is similar to what I've done before or something that I recognize. And sometimes it can be like something completely new that I never heard before. And it all depends on like what that specific person needs, what types of needs do they have, what do they want to get out of the entire session, or what are you able to tap into during that session, basically. And also, the thing that fuels it the most, I think, is your intent and the focus that you put into it. Because if you're able to fuel it with a strong intent and like hold focus and keep on it, on that energy pathway, then it can amplify and like grow and expand even more. And in my experience, like light language can really assist with like holding focus, because I don't know, if you're just like visualizing something and setting an intent, then we can hold that, of course, and depending on like how well you can focus, you can like keep it for longer periods of time. But many of us are very scattered brain, so maybe after a minute or so your mind tends to wander in different directions. And if your mind wanders and if you're not focusing on that specific thing, then the energy will lose its potency, because where attention goes, energy flows. And if your attention wobbles and goes all the way, then of course it's going to be unfocused. And you're like not assisting that person the best way you would be assist them naturally. So light language can be very useful for it, because it is distracting my conscious mind. And so I am focused on speaking out those words and like projecting them towards that person, which can have a very amplified and amazing effect. Like we had a channeling slash healing session last week, and the light language just came in out of the blue and took the whole session to another level. So I'm not sure how much the client felt of it, but my body definitely felt the huge shift when I started to like utter those words and project that strong intent towards them for the purpose of recalibration. So it is an amazing tool that you can also use in your own practices. Like you can be a Reiki healer, for example. Jacaranda Marie is a Reiki master, and she can use light language to combine with her own practices, basically. Because like when you're assisting someone with healing, like your purpose is to be there and like make sure that that person receives what they need to receive, and it can come through in whatever shape or form. And if some people who are keen on like using light language, then they can further amplify what you're doing by it. And in some cases, I see it as like I don't know, like uttering spells or something, or like casting a spell. And yeah, like they can be very magical too. If you haven't explored it or like combined it with your practices, then I will like highly suggest like try it out and see how it works for you. It can be amazing. And we have another question. So, source conduit. My light language has been morphing over time. Is this typical the more you speak? I seem to speak it like non-stop. Is there anything to be said as to why that may be occurring? Yeah, like I think like changing it is like completely normal, because like as we are changing, it can also change as well. And also, as I said previously, like depending on what you need, it will also shift, because you need something else. So the energetic tool also needs to recalibrate itself to meet your needs. Just as with working with the violet flame or different types of energy practices, like you're like used to doing something in a specific way, and maybe after a few times you notice that, oh my god, like things are slipping, or it changed its color or its movement, or it's doing something unexpected. And that's because it has its own awareness, basically. And depending on what you need or that specific person needs, and it will also shift and recalibrate itself to adapt to the new situation, basically. And also, yeah, like I also know that from other people and me as well, that sometimes I have these periods when I speak light language quite a bit, or just like randomly coming through like weird situations. or when I'm just alone, I enjoy speaking it to myself, or I don't know. But yeah, like there's these periods when it just wants to come through, and I enjoy speaking those words that come through naturally. And yeah, like as far as I understand it, it's like basically there are codes that are translated in the physical reality into this language type of sounds. And by us bringing those codes here, and for example, like speaking it out, or maybe making a video with it, or sharing it with others, then that code is not only existing on the higher planes anymore, then you have brought it down and you have to share it with others. So that means you have made it part of the collective, you have anchored it here, you made it part of your own being. You've also shared the codes with others. So basically they have also absorbed those codes within themselves. And it doesn't only work with humans, like it works with everything. Like you can heal portals with it, you can heal the land, shift things around. Like it's a very multifaceted energetic tool, like just as the violet flame or whatever types of energetic tools you're using it, like you can use it for many things. And I think that the only limitation on it is like your imagination of like what can you perceive of, like how can you use it in different situations. Because I think it's like a very versatile tool, and the things that I've used it so far is for healing, activation, and doing like grid work and closing portals and healing things in the world basically. And yeah, like bringing in beings. Like I also use it for like warding off unwanted beings, like casting a spell and like warding off unwanted presences. And I also used it to like summon archangels and stuff like that. Yeah, like there is a, I think some of you know that video. I posted it on February 2021. I did like a 9-minute long Archangel Michael summoning light language session, which was, I think, one of the most epic and powerful things that I've done, or at least I have shared publicly. Yeah, like if anyone is like interested in like how you can like call upon the archangels with in a different style, then you can check out that video. Okay, oops, my chat has just went off. Okay, so let me see. Yes, we have another question from Jacaranda Marie. Do you ever see geometric shapes when you speak light language? And are there any instances where it just comes out spontaneously? Yes. I don't know about the geometric shapes because I'm mostly focused on the language itself of what I'm transmitting, what I'm bringing through. But yeah, like definitely it just comes through very abruptly, spontaneously from time to time. And I guess it can also work it comes through for different reasons. I think like the foremost reason is that our higher selves wants to like anchor as much high vibe energies on earth as possible. So whenever we are relaxed a bit and are very much open to receive some codes, then I guess we get some codes so we can anchor it. But it can also like come through for reasons like, hey, like maybe you need a recalibration, and this is what your higher self is doing right now, is like giving you this impulse to like speak a bit of light language, and it's just like giving you the codes in order to recalibrate yourself at that time. Or maybe you need some healing, and like that's why it's coming through spontaneously. Or maybe you're in the presence of a specific person who might also be in need of those codes that you are able to bring them through, because most likely they are not. But you don't necessarily have to speak them out loud. Like you can do it in your mind as well. And that's kind of the same thing, basically. Although if you speak it out loud, of course, it has more potency, at least from our point of view, because we're physical creatures. Like we like to write stuff down and speak verbally. But yeah, like just bringing it down with your mind and just holding those codes inside yourself can be probably the same potency. If you're in public, you don't have to speak light language loudly if you don't want to. Many people would not understand. Okay. Yes, and regarding the coming online and bringing it through, like for many of us, it is like completely, it comes out of the blue. Like for example, in my case, I knew of light language, but I never really explored it. And all of a sudden, it just, I think the way it started for me is I had some kind of out-of-body experience in the middle of the night, and I received some codes, and throughout the next day, like those codes were like circulating in my mind, and I knew like it was light language, and I actually did a recording with that, and it's still on my channel. It's pretty rough, but it's there. It's the first light language recording I did. I think it's called something like Healing Water or something similar. I'm not sure. But it's the first or the last on the playlist, basically. You can check it out. Yeah. And like many people are like triggered into like speaking it or being activated by listening to other people's light language. I know that many of you have written in that like that's how yours was activated, that you like heard my light language or listened to other people's light language, and all of a sudden like it's, I know, like it got stuck in your mind and just continued to speak it. Or what the other phenomenon, which is very interesting, is when it resonates very deeply, then you have this strange sensation that when you're listening to it, like you're speaking the same words in your mind, even though you are unable, you're like, there's like no way of you knowing what is going to be spoken, especially since it's such an abstract way of expressing yourself, and you're just like able to tap into it and just like speak and repeat the same thing in your mind. It's like you're tuning yourself, harmonizing yourself with those frequencies. And the only way you can do that is because it's resonating with you on a very deep level. And if it does, it's most likely there to like show you something or to trigger something in you, an activation, a remembrance, a gift, or something that is important for your growth. So if you like find something that resonates with you very deeply, I highly suggest like exploring it and like immersing yourself in it and like see what it can activate and trigger in you. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else? Okay, so I think we will go into the meditation. Yeah. Let's see, Jacaranda Marie. Yep, when I first started, I would listen to you speak it, and it felt like my own mind was speaking it along with you at the same time. It was very weird, yeah. That's how I was with many channeled materials, like someone was talking or like bringing through information, and as they were doing so, I was also like for a few seconds before they said it, I already knew what you're going to say. Like those are also very weird stuff. Okay, so we have Fee 1111. Often it comes out of me as a song. What do you think the musical aspect might represent? Yeah, like if you're able to like sing it, like that's super awesome. I know there are very few people who are actually musicians or have some type of musical background or just in general the ability to sing, and they can bring through light language in a much more colorful way because they're able to express it maybe even more fully than we can, because I cannot sing, but like this is how it comes through me. But maybe a person who is much more colorful verbally or can express themselves in a variety of ways can bring through a much wider variety of light language or express those tones in different ways, which makes sense to them on that in that specific moment. But in general, I think like the best thing to do is like when you like tap into it, I always do it by like focusing and being in my heart center and having an intent of like what I want to do, and I just like let things loose. I just speak the words that come through. And if you like get used to it, of like bringing through high vibe energies and speaking it, and if you're able to like let go the need of control of how it needs to sound, how it needs to come through, or what does it need to say, if you're able to let that go and just like fully immerse yourself in the experience, then some very weird stuff can come through, which is good because that means you're like allowing the flow to be perfectly coming through, and you're allowing the energy that needs to come through to be what it needs to be. Like you're not coloring it or distorting it. But yeah, like in the beginning it can be strange, or I wouldn't say alarming, but some definitely weird stuff can happen, especially if you're channeling blue avians. Like it's a very wacky experience. They have a very strong and rapid firing energy to them. Yeah, I also have I have a single blue avian light language, and for some reason I think like that's the most popular on my channel. It's one of my most popular videos for some reason, which is being watched every day. I don't know how many times. It's a 20-minute long session where I make weird sounds. So if you're interested in checking it out, then please do. Okay, so let's start with the meditation. Oh, I just blew up my chat box. Okay, I will get it back. Sorry for that. Okay, so let us start with the meditation. I would highly recommend everyone sitting for this. Sit with your back straight in a comfortable position. Like some people prefer to maybe lay down on your back. You can also do that. But I would rather recommend that for like traveling or something, but not for doing this type of my focused meditation. Okay, so what is important is to relax your body. I'm going to reposition my chair. Okay, to have a relaxed body and to have your back straight as best as you can. Like if you feel that you're going to be like a bit wobbly during the session, that's perfectly fine as well. You don't have to stress out about it. Like it will still work. The only thing is that you're like misaligning your instrument, so you also can misalign your the flow inside your body. If you like take up a very strange and twisted position, it will still work. You just won't have a good flow. That's all. So keep that in mind when you do your meditational practices. And also like having a clear body can definitely help with the whole channeling and meditation as well. So if you're into like having a strict diet or just like purging your body, making sure that it's clean, it can definitely help with the whole experience of bringing through higher vibrational energies. So yeah, it's a process. So you don't have to do anything drastic to get somewhere. The more you do it, the more you practice it, and the more present you are of who you are, what are you consuming physically and mentally, the more it will grow, the more you will evolve, and the more you do these practices, basically, the more your body and mind is cleared. And also you can use light language to clear your energy. So if you had like a rough day or had some interactions with unpleasant human beings at certain places, at work or at the shop or whatever, then you can also use light language to clear that energy and like scrub yourself off energetically. So it's a super versatile tool. It depends on how you want to use it. The important thing is to like have the intent of what you want to do and just let it come through. But now I hope you have taken your comfortable seated position with your back straight. And we will start with some deep breathing exercises so we can clear our mind, our body, from all busyness, from all distractions, from everything that could distract us from this whole process. So first, take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it out through the mouth. Breathe in through your nose. And let it out through the mouth. Breathe in through your nose. And let it out through your mouth. And continue to take deep breaths in, expanding your belly when you breathe in, and push in your belly when you exhale. Breathing in and letting it out. And as you continue to breathe in and out, feel how all the busyness and tension from your body and mind is being exhaled when you let go. Breathe in the peace of Mother Earth. And exhale all the tension, all the distracting thoughts from your mind. Breathe in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. And as we do so, feel how your feet are anchoring with Mother Earth. You can visualize that your feet are on the soil, rooted in the ground, on grass, sand, mud, whatever you prefer. You're closely connected with Mother Earth energetically. Or if you have the ability to do this in nature, the better. Remember to always be present in your body, to be anchored with Mother Earth, for the purpose right now is not to float away, but to anchor codes within yourself, to integrate it and to activate yourself. And this requires also your physical body, for in this incarnation you're part spirit, part physical. And right now we're working with both, and the main purpose of this interaction is mainly to activate your physical bodies, to activate specific codes that you already have, so you can bring through more refined information. You can bring forth more refined and exotic codes that you were not able to do so far. So as you continue to breathe in and out, feel that you're connected with Mother Earth. And when you breathe in, feel and visualize that you're bringing up her sacred grounding energies through your feet, through all pathways, up to the center of your head. Then when you exhale, you're pushing down all the excess energies, all the used up energies, down into the ground, letting it out, letting it down, to sink down into the earth, to be dispersed and neutralized. Bring up and breathe in deeply the refreshing energies of Mother Earth. And let out all the used up gunk, all the built up tension, all the static, everything that is not of any use to you. Let it all down, let it all out. Bring up and breathe in and to your entire being, the sacred energies of Mother Earth. And let go of everything that you do not need anymore. Exhale all the tension. Exhale all the busyness from your mind. And if anything unpleasant may come up, or tension in different parts of your body, simply release it with your breath. Just let it out. Breathe in refreshing energies, so it can take the place of those built up spots. Just simply release with your breath all the tension, wherever it may be. Now we ask the ego mind to step aside for the duration of this activity. We greatly value and appreciate the perspective of the ego mind, but we ask for it to step aside. For what is about to happen is of great benefit to all. Take another deep breath in. And let it out. Feel the peace. Feel the joy. For we're going into a deep state of pleasant relaxation, allowing sacred codes to come forth, to rejuvenate and to activate us on new levels. And now, take all the busy thoughts, take all the chores for the day, everything that you want to do later on, or have to do later on. Take them, put them in a box, or whatever type of container of your choosing, and put them aside, out of reach, out of sight. They will be there later. They will be there later. But we don't need them right now. We don't need them right now. But you will always be able to access them later. But now we're going into a deep and pleasant state of relaxation. Further connecting with our higher self, bringing through the codes that are necessary for taking the next step in this beautiful human journey, activating not only ourselves, but our entire collective, all our lineage, bringing healing and love to all. Take another deep breath in. And as you continue to breathe in and out, focus on the center of your heart. With all your intention, go there, visually, with your feeling. Simply be there in your heart. You can visualize it, you can feel it, how it is beating in your chest. And as you do so, visualize and feel a beautiful spark of fire, a divine flame, within the center of your heart. It is like a divine candle flame, burning eternally. It is your pure essence, the part of you that is giving you life in this form and the next. It is the part of you that moves on from one life to the other. The part of you that can never cease to exist. For it can always shine to bring forth more light. And it is the eternal stargate that leads to your higher self, your true aspect, your own fire nature. And as you continue to focus on it, try to fuel it with your breath. Feel its warmth, how it is gently growing in your heart as you're paying attention to it. Letting its warmth course through your heart, giving you a sense of peace, relaxation, safety. And now we ask the eternal fire to come forth from the center of our hearts, from the depths of our soul, and to expand through our body. You can visualize it as this beautiful white fire made out of white iridescent light, encompassing all the spectrums of the rainbow, expands from your heart, starts to gently flow in your veins, through all your circuits, energetic as well, your nervous system. It flows to all parts and corners of your body, flows through all your muscles, all your bones, all your joints, all organs, all soft tissues, and it may even expand beyond the boundaries of your physical body, and it will do whatever it needs to in order to clear you, to heal you, to assist you in your ascension process. Just simply observe it, how it is flowing through your body, creating a sense of perfect flow, clearing all blockages, all pathways, making room for more of your highest self to come in, more of your divine self to be anchored. It is crystallizing each cell of your body, allowing you to anchor more of your divine self in physical form. For also your physical body, through this process, it is becoming much more higher vibrational. You're upgrading yourself in a conscious way. Now we ask the eternal fire from the center of our hearts to come forth, to flow through all our being, physical, energetic, etheric, through our field, maybe even our surroundings, to transmute all density, fear, doubt, all misformed expressions of self, of the ego mind, all distortions of the ego mind, transmute all blockages, all stuck energies in our system, wherever they may be. And now we will enter a more intense phase of the purification and crystallization process. We ask the eternal fire to purify our being, physical, energetic, etheric, on all levels, to transmute all density, fear, doubt, all limiting belief systems, all blocked pathways, and let your attention guide you to different parts of your body where energy may be stuck, where you may have blockages. Simply go there with your intent. Be there and ask the eternal fire to transmute those parts, to break up all blockages, to dissolve them, to bring them into alignment. And see and feel how this white radiant fire is transmuting all blockages, all deposits of stuck energy, making it lighter, brighter. You may see them leave your system. And visualize how divine source creative energy is coming into your system through your crown, pouring down, going down through all energetic pathways, and leaving through the root, establishing this perfect flow, this toroidic field around you, re-establishing perfect flow in and out, bringing in source creative energy from above, anchoring the energies of Divine Mother Earth from below, merging heaven and earth into one. And you may see how you are becoming the eternal fire itself, how your entire being and all parts of your being are burning in the eternal fire. And know that in this sun state, you have brought forth more of your higher self. You have brought through more of who you truly are, your high vibrational self, into this reality. You are allowing yourself to anchor more of who you are in a physical sense as well, since you're receiving activations for your genetics as well. And as you do so, hold the intent in yourself to receive the new codes of activation. Now, depending on where you are or how you wish to experience this, some of you may visualize or feel it's coming through your crown. For others, it may pour through their heart center. It really doesn't matter. It is coming from Source Creator itself, from your higher self, from your higher version of you. From the center of your heart state, I am receiving all planetary and cosmic activations and healing within myself, for myself, for all aspects of my being, in which you should visualize different parts of yourself, the energetic and etheric fields. And I accept it for my lineage as well, and all related incarnations. I am ready to receive and accept all planetary and cosmic healing and activation inside my being, to anchor the new divine codes that are there to assist me and all in our growth, in our purification, in our healing, in our advancement as a human species, so we can take the next step together in balance, in peace, fully knowing that we are in control of our own lives, fully knowing that we are the co-creators and creators of our own reality, further activating our gifts that are already there. They were always there, just as the eternal fire in your heart. It is always there. But now, I am ready to fully step into my power and to bring forth my gifts that I have always used in other lifetimes, but now I am ready to bring it forth in this lifetime. to make it my own, and to use it in a conscious way, to bring about change in a conscious way, to create a reality that I desire to live in a conscious way. For I am done in creating in an unconscious way. I am done bringing forth my negative subconscious beliefs. Or whenever they may come forth, I know that I am fully able to transmute them by the power that is within me, that I bring forth through my heart center, the sacred codes that can transmute anything. I have the ability to transform my own life, and I will be able to utter the words and bring through the codes that will assist me in doing so. For I have the ability and power to do so. I always had. And I am fully ready to step into my power and to lead the way, to inspire others, to bring peace, healing, and balance to all who wish to receive it. For I am the light of the world. I speak the language of light, of truth. I speak the language of love, of higher resonance. With words, or just simply by mind, it matters not. But I am fully capable of bringing through these codes and to share it with all those who wish to receive it. And now, if you feel the inspiration, you can talk in your mind. You can bring forth the codes. You can also speak them verbally, however you wish to express them. Now is a wonderful time to speak them, to bring them forth, to experience them. You and anchoring the codes by taking deep breaths in. And that you always have access to your higher self, to your divine self. And you always have the ability to bring forth the divine codes in whatever shape or form. It may be writing, singing, just speaking. It may come through in many different ways. It is always inside of you. And know that you only have to relax, tap into your heart center, just simply speak the words that are coming to you. It is always there, it is always with you. And now, take a deep breath in. Anchor this knowing. And now we're slowly going to come back to full awareness, anchoring ourselves in our physical reality. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Becoming more present in your body. You're starting to become more aware of your fingers, toes, hands, feet, legs, your back. You may even try to move them, since you've been sitting or laying still for quite some time. You're becoming very much aware of your physical self, that you're present in your room or wherever you may be, doing this meditation together with your soul family. And with each breath, you're coming back more and more, coming back to full awareness, fully integrating all aspects of yourself back into your physical body, bringing everything back into full alignment in this reality, in this incarnation, anchoring all the codes. Everything is there that you need. And with each breath, you're anchoring them back down here in this reality. And now you're coming back to full awareness, being fully present and fully alert, coming back, being fully present and fully alert in this reality. And now I welcome you back. I'm going to have a sip of water. I hope that helps. And I welcome you back, everyone. Thank you for joining the meditation. I hope not everyone has fallen asleep. I am happy we were able to share this and do it together. I thought that I'm going to speak more light language, but it seems that you were the ones that needed to do it in your own way, in your own place, to bring those codes through and anchor it for yourself. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you everyone for doing the meditation. If you're here live or just watching the replay, thank you for being here to this part. I hope it was useful and super activating. And I hope to see everyone at the next event, which will probably be around the full moon, so we can do something interesting on that occasion as well. So if anyone has any ideas for the next event, I've received a few topic ideas for what we could do in the future. That is on the menu right now. But if anyone has any ideas, then please share them in the comments or in the community section. And I will be most happy to address them and see what comes through during those events. Yay, Donna, not asleep this time. I'm happy you made it through. Well, it's the middle of the day for you guys there, so congrats. Okay, thank you very much everyone for joining. I'm sending you much love, many hugs.